I'm Tantra Binsko, and I would like to share with you some insights about healing and how to take care of yourself as a healer so that you don't take on illnesses from the process of healing others. Sometimes it's what the other person has and it's something obvious, and sometimes it's not something you would recognize that you're taking on in the process. I can see auras, and I have an associate who sees auras very clearly as well, and we work together on this. And we've been studying this for years, watching the process of healing. I've been doing healing work since I was 13 and 49 now, so I learned with the solo mind control method, which was fantastic. And one thing I learned from that was to go into a deep state of consciousness and to imagine a person in front of me if they're far away, and to close my eyes and use my hands to feel their aura or their body, their energy field, see what I can feel within it that's not right, and see what I can see with my psychic vision that's not right. So I learned how to see auras with my eyes closed at a distance, as well as seeing them close up with my eyes open. Carolyn Christie can see them with her eyes open, and she was born that way. What we see always complements each other. We have never disagreed with what we've seen. We just see things with a different type of vision, and we're both learning a little bit more about the other type from each other and from practice. So I would recommend that if you can work on aura viewing with somebody else and get a better sense of what you're seeing. If you're working with somebody else who you can collaborate with, then you can just almost take a guess, just throw out what you think you might see in the aura. And in some cases it's very subtle. For Carolyn, for example, what she sees is very clear and distinct and obvious, very clear cut, no questions about it. It's these bright colors that are there, cloudiness, spottiness, movement of the aura, things like that. For me, I can see those things a lot of times as well, but sometimes it depends on the background, the lighting, my own mood at the time, things like that. Sometimes it may be a little less distinct and I have to use more an intuition. It's like I can see it without really seeing it. And I think you may be on more along that level if you haven't already been seeing auras clearly, and you can learn to see them in that way, where you may almost not see them, you may not really visually see them, but you still know what's going on there. There are a lot of ways of feeling the aura. You can even hear it, you can empathize with it, you can touch it and feel it. What I'm specifically talking about now is how to use your vision of it and do healing, and starting off right now with how to protect yourself, because that is something you have to begin with as soon as you're going into your healing session. If you do it, you may be successful in helping the other person, but you may cause a lot of damage to yourself. I've tried a lot of methods over the years to protect myself when doing healings, and I thought I was doing pretty well, and I may have been doing better in the past, but when Carolyn was watching what was going on, it became obvious that I was taking on other people's energies regularly, and that was part of my health problems, and probably has been for quite some time part of some mysterious illnesses that I've had. One thing that happens with me is that I will get knots, muscular knots, lymphatic knots, and weakness, for example, in my arms. Now, I have a lot of other causes for that, but I've been learning that this is probably something that occurs with a lot of people. who are going through things that they may label as fibromyalgia or chronic fatigue syndrome, muscle spasms, chronic back pain. There are various things, headaches, vision problems, sinus problems, all kinds of things that are most regularly associated with taking on other people's energies, as well as irritation, depression, confusion, things like that. One of the things I found most helpful when doing a healing session with someone is to imagine that there's a kind of repulsion, magnetic repulsion, between my hand and their body if they're close up, or the simulacrum of their body if it's long distance. Right now I'm going to just talk about the close-up method to keep it simple. When you put your hands on someone, empathizing with them, holding their hand as they're at the doctor's office and they're thinking about their health problems, things like that make you vulnerable, particularly if you have an open personality. If you have any kind of sense of oneness with the world, which is a wonderful thing, you may have so much of a oneness with that person that you resonate with them and take on their illness because you care about them. And so unfortunately some of the nicest people are the ones who get the most problems with this. It's helpful to keep a sense of your own ego, your own self and your self-worth, your boundaries, and remember who you are strongly. Have a sense of your own personality distinct from their personality, and when you're around that person, be yourself. Now that's easier said than done. Some people are so different from you that they wouldn't understand you being yourself. Maybe they're very serious and they don't understand if you're playful. Be as playful as you can in their presence anyway, even if they may misinterpret it. It's important. Otherwise, if you try to match them too much, then your energies will match theirs in their health. And if they're having problems, you may be picking some of that up. It's also important to remember not to give your energy away. You can do that and you can deplete your energy, but that's not helpful. It takes energy to do healing, of course, and it can wear you out. But you need to remember you're bringing energy in from the outside into you and then into them. Or you may bring it down directly into them, whatever method works for you. You may bring it up from the ground into you and into them. What you want to do when you're bringing the energy in is go into the consciousness level of the highest state. Closing your eyes, turning your eyes upwards, which helps take you in the alpha brainwave state.